What up, world? We're back. It's another live episode, another live installment of the Cloud Chronicles. I'm your host, Johnny Blaze. Of course, you know I bring you nothing but the most illustrious guests in the world. So I got another one here today. If you saw some of my posts, this is the host of the Just the Tip podcast. I want you to welcome to the show right now, Althea in the building. What is
Hi.
going on? How you doing?
I'm doing so well. I'm glad to be here.
Great. So, if you guys follow me, you saw some of the posts I made here recently, a couple days ago. I was on Just the Tip podcast. It was awesome. We had some funny stories on there, so y'all definitely check that out. That's on Spotify and iTunes, right?
Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts. Okay, Apple Podcasts. Yes, you'll definitely go follow and subscribe to Just the Tip podcast as well. So, for the people who don't know who you are, give us a little bit of background. Tell us who you are and a little bit about your podcast.
Okay. Well, my name is Alex, but everyone calls me Althea. And I'm 28 years old. I just moved to Los Angeles, California from New York. And I have been in the restaurant bar industry since I'm like 16 years old. And I figured that starting a podcast for this industry would be cool because no one really knows about the background or like what goes on behind the scenes, all the bullshit you have to deal with. Like everyone has crazy stories. And I just thought it would be something fun to start off with.
No, that is cool because that's the cool thing about podcasting. Like there can be a podcast for literally specifically everything, like podcasts about how to put on makeup, like makeup tutorials podcast, like bartending podcast, how to make drinks podcast. Like you can literally podcast about anything. So that's the great thing about it. So we've been following each other for over like 5, 6, 7 years now. So we both kind of started our podcasting journeys, I think you maybe started a little bit before me, maybe. I think you did.
I was doing a podcast with my friend for like over a year, but then I just started this in December.
Okay, that's what it was, because I remember seeing stuff about you doing a podcast with someone else, but I thought it was the same thing. Okay, cool. So now that you're doing your own thing, what are you wanting to do? Like, what are your goals with the podcast?
I mean, really, like I just started it because I feel like people in this industry need a little bit of therapy and be able to like talk about everything, not to like their manager or like customers, because you can't really complain to them. So I really just wanted like a sort of fun outlet and a way for us to kind of like connect and come together and just like talk about our experiences and know that we're all in the same boat here. So like, I'm not trying to be famous. I'm not trying to like I would like to make money, but really the goal was just to like bring people together in the industry and like have them have a place to come and talk.
Right. No, that's good. I think people in the service industry need that. It's kind of like Bartenders Anonymous or Service Industry Anonymous. Come here, vent, bitch, moan, complain all you want. There's no judgment. But that's awesome. So we're going to talk about the pandemic, of course. Definitely want to know, because you're in LA, you moved out there, and I think you were telling me off camera, you said you moved in the middle or toward the beginning of it?
So I moved in November. So like after kind of everything started to sort of open up again, but then it like closed back down.
Right. Okay, so how was it in New York versus LA? Like, is it the same thing? Is it just all the way shut down?
It was different because New York, like my job, I was working there on March, I don't know, it was like 11th. And they were like, shut it down. We're closing up at 8 p.m. Like, this is it. And for me, I'm like, oh, okay, like they'll shut down for a week or two and then we'll be good to go. So in my mind, I'm like, woo, I get 2 weeks vacation.
Yeah, a little mini vacay.
yeah. And little did we know what came next. But everything was like shut down until about, I want to say early June. And then things started to open for like to go and sit outdoor seating and stuff. But here, I don't think anything opened until like October.
Oh man!
So and everything was only outdoors.
So you were able to work a little bit?
Yeah. So eventually, no, I didn't. I haven't worked here until like a month and a half ago. I just started working. But in New York, we had opened after like July, we opened half capacity for indoors. So that was definitely better, but it was still very chaotic, like very stressful. There were so many rules to follow.
So were you at home like getting rusty on your bartending skills, like setting stuff up on your bar at home, flipping stuff?
I definitely made a few trips to the liquor store. Yeah. That's for sure. But yeah, I kind of went a little crazy. I'm not one to like stay home and not work or see people. So that really affected my anxiety part of that a lot. Like I had really bad anxiety, really bad panic attacks with everything. And so I had to figure out a way to like keep my mind going, like go for walks, like do things like that. So yeah, I definitely tried out a little bartending just to keep my mind, fresh.
Yeah. So you're still bartending, right?
Yeah. I'm bartending now in LA.
Okay, great. So what's the difference between their LA bartending and New York?
Everyone's nice here.
You had that ready to go, like you knew I was going to ask you that question. That jumped out. That should let you know that shit was from the heart. She meant it. It came out. I didn't even have the question out of my mouth, and you're like, they're nicer. Period.
Yeah. Everyone tells me like that I've met so far has been like, yeah, everyone seems nice, but they're fake. But for me in this industry, working in New York, it's like very fast paced, very like, I want it now, snapping in your face, like getting angry. People are like very impatient. But here, I don't even know when to go back to the table because they're like, oh yeah, like give us like 20 minutes. We'll just be hanging out. And I'm like, are you sure you don't want something? Like, are you going to yell at me?
Yeah. And in New York, they're like, hey, sweetie, where's my double? I ordered 5 minutes ago. Come on.
That's a huge thing for New Yorkers. So I was shocked that I didn't have to like rush around.
Yeah. So you kind of got to like fall back. Well, certain substance is illegal out there in Cali, so might drop everybody down a couple notches, so to speak, and everybody just, oh yeah, we'll be good. You come on back, come back, and everybody in New York is just ving, 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 ving. It's just like a rat race.
Exactly.
So what about how did the pandemic like hurt like with the podcasting? Because I remember we were talking and you were doing live stuff.
Yeah, I actually started this podcast after the pandemic had already started, after I got to LA, because I was like, I don't have a job. I don't really have anything to do. So I might as well just focus on this right now. Right. So I started it up, and it was a learning curve because I was so used to doing podcasts in person. I kind of had to figure out a way to do it like through doing it virtually because I had no idea how to do that. So I kind of had to play around. I definitely did a lot of not good sounding things for a couple episodes. And then I started to figure out what works and what doesn't. So, it was a learning process, but it actually works out now.
Yeah, definitely is definitely a learning process from just, I don't know if you have any like background and that helps with podcasting, but if you don't, I even have a little bit, but I still had, you gotta learn how the camera works, camera settings, like you gotta, your time, the video editing. It's a lot to do by itself, even when you know what to do. And then if you're still learning, at the same time, there's definitely a big learning curve. But then you look back on work you did and you're like, oh my God, what was I thinking?
Yeah, sure. I've listened back to things and I'm like, oh God, please no one listen to this.
Yeah, definitely. So do you like doing the in-person podcasting better than the virtual?
I do. I feel like I'm just very in person in general. I'm not like an online person. I'm always around people. I'm a bartender. So It's weird for me to do it virtually, but I figured it out. But I definitely like that in-person feeling, like you're hanging out, you can have a drink together. It's just more fun and relaxed that way.
Right. Yeah, I've done both too, and it's a difference. Depending on the person, it can definitely be funny and like virtual, but yeah, there's definitely a difference, like when the person's sitting right there and y'all are cracking up laughing and telling stories and everything. So definitely a big thing. So not pandemic related, but we do have a little thing called NFL draft coming up Thursday. So we're going to talk a little football. So you got to tell us who your favorite team is. And let me forewarn you, if it wasn't my team, she wouldn't be on the show. So
I'm a huge Dallas Cowboy fan.
that's right, Cowboys all day. And if you ain't fucking with the Cowboys, you please stay watching and like, share the show, and subscribe. But get your mind together.
Seriously, like become a Dallas Cowboy fan. I don't know what y'all are thinking.
Yeah, seriously. I think that's how we met on Instagram was through Cowboy haters or something like that.
Yeah,
so
that's what it is.
Yeah, there will be no Cowboy slander on this show ever. What do you think we're gonna do this year? You think we?
God, I hope it's better than last year.
Are you Super Bowl? Are you like me? We're Super Bowl every year.
I mean, yeah, of course, but like in the back of my mind, I'm like, we stink. We're not even gonna. We never make it past the first damn round. Of the playoffs. So my thing was, we started off really strong last year, and then the second that Dak got hurt, and that was the worst thing I've ever seen. By the way, like
it was nasty.
It was.
Did you see the UFC fight this weekend?
Oh yeah, that was terrifying. That foot breaking. Oof. Yeah, I saw that and I like cringed so much.
Yeah, for sure. I was about to say that UFC thing was up there with Dax. I saw them both, and
that was bad. But I think I just felt more because it was like my team and Dak like really was holding that together, and it was the Giants. We were playing the Giants, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Mm-hmm.
So
no, go ahead.
That really hurt me a lot, but we still won that game. Just so everybody knows.
I thought Andy being there was going to help us a lot more than he did. I really did.
Yeah, I also thought Zeke was going to be helping us a lot more, but he's disappointed me.
Yeah, hopefully everybody being back healthy this year. I mean, we at least got to make the playoffs this year. Like, that's just bottom of the barrel. Like, we got to win. We should win the NFC East for sure. Definitely.
Yeah, I think that last year was a little funny because of the pandemic and everything going on. There was a lot of players from all the teams hurt or out. So I'm hoping that we're going to come back strong. We're going to be like very cohesive as a team. We got our offense and our defense like ready to go, and we're just going to crush it this year.
Mm-hmm. You see that we're giving you sports, we're giving you bartending tips, we're giving you podcast notes, all here on the Cloud Chronicles, man. This is just tune in, like, share, all you want. Definitely. So I want to ask you, do you have any funny bartending stories or just funny podcasting stories that you want to get into?
Oh man, I mean, I've been doing this for a long time. There's plenty of funny stories, and also like terrifying stories where people are having heart attacks at the bar. But I mean, I think the funny stories are really just related to the people trying to hit on you at the bar. Mm-hmm. That's my favorite thing in the whole world.
Mm-hmm. So do you have one of those? I mean, because you're a female, a bartender. And I mean, it goes without saying, like almost every other customer is going to try at some point, before.
Yeah, I mean, I've had guys write me notes. I've had guys draw me pictures. My all-time favorite, though, is when I give somebody their credit card receipt. You're supposed to write the tip and you're supposed to sign it. They write in the tip line their phone number and then they sign it and I don't get a tip.
Like, that's the great way to go. Let me just leave out the tip is my number.
I'm sorry. Do you think that I'm going to call you if you're not going to tip me for my services?
Yeah, that's probably not the best way to do it. Not tipping your server, especially if you're trying to get the number. You should probably over tip a little bit.
Yeah, like give me a $50 bill.
Go ahead, say that again.
Give me a $50 bill, and then you can write your number in the tip line.
There you go. You heard it here first. So don't act like you don't know. Act like you don't know. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. Let me ask you another one. What about Instagram? We talked about this. Do you have any funny, it goes down in the DM stories?
I surprisingly, like, this is concerning because I think now I'm like not as good looking because I don't get as many people sliding into my DM. But I've definitely had a few people. This is weird. I don't know why this happens, but from other countries. So like, I've had people slide into my DMs from other countries and be like, "Oh, you're so beautiful. Like, I love you." And I'm like, I don't know who you are. And you're from like Egypt.
Mm-hmm. So you got the African princes and the Egyptian princes. Like those are the scammer people that used to send us those old emails,
Yeah. So I basically get scam DMs.
Okay.
I don't even get real people liking me.
I think they caught that dude, man. The original one, like from like Facebook day, or not Facebook days, from like MySpace days.
Oh, MySpace.
Yeah, like MySpace, and he used to just like send out to the emails and everything. I'm pretty sure they caught that dude. He got a lot of people's money though. Got a lot of people though.
I miss MySpace.
Yeah, MySpace was cool. You got to put your little theme song on your background. Yeah. You remember MySpace tried to make a comeback? I think they tried to make a comeback like twice.
Oof, yeah. I mean, I think I could probably still log on to mine, but I don't know if I want to see it at this point.
Yeah, I think they still have an app, but I mean, that original one was the bomb. You got to do a lot of stuff on there.
You could have different wallpapers. You could set it up. Yep. You could like do your own coding and like change things around. I thought I was like super tech geek back in the MySpace days, and then I realized I can't do shit.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so this is the part of the interview where I call the lightning round. You have not been prepped for these questions. Answer them to the best of your ability. You may plead the fifth.
Oh my God. Okay.
Oh, these are just easy. These are just easy, quirky questions, man. No big deal. No big deal. Okay, so you just hit the lotto. What's the first thing you're buying?
An island.
An island. Okay. You can have any superpower. What is it?
Flying.
Why?
Because, like, why wouldn't you want to fly?
Good answer. Good answer. Okay. So you have the ability to pick two podcast guests, any two, dead or alive, to have on your show. Who you picking?
Oh man, that's tough. This is a lightning round.
This is the lightning round. This is the lightning round.
I feel like I would pick Janis Joplin
That's a
and
good one.
maybe like Albert Einstein.
That's a good one. That's a good one. No, those are two good ones actually. Two good ones. Okay. Favorite podcast other than yours and other than the Cloud Chronicles.
Call Her Daddy.
Okay, Call Her Daddy. Call Her Daddy. Who is that one of your friends? Go ahead. You got to plug them now. You said it.
Call Her Daddy is actually a Barstool podcast.
Oh, okay. I thought it sounded kind of familiar. That
yeah, it's like basically like a sex podcast, like women positivity, kind of like funny.
Women empowerment and stuff.
Yeah.
We here at the Cloud Chronicles do support women empowerment. Support your ladies. Do not disrespect them. That's right. Throw it up. All right. So, last question of the lightning round is: we asked you about the lotto. We asked you about your superpower. We asked you about your special guest. So, you're a movie star. This is one of my favorite ones. Who are give me two co-stars for your movie?
Oh God! Like if I was in a movie, who would my co-stars be?
Yeah, like you're the main star. Give me who you're running with.
Oh man, I feel like I would have to have Leonardo DiCaprio just because he's amazing and I love him.
He's a great actor. He's a great actor. So I can't be mad at that.
I would probably have Megan Fox in there because I love her.
Megan Fox. That's another good choice. Another good choice. Y'all could do like a little sister cousin action combo type thing.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so listen, before I let you get up out of here, thank you so much for joining me. First of all, do you have any shout outs, anything you want to plug? Definitely tell people where to find you on social media, and definitely where to find your show at.
Okay, so my personal Instagram account is Althea_moon. My podcast Instagram is justthetip_pod. And you can find it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Great.
Awesome. Well, that has been another show. Unless you have any shout outs you want to give out to anybody before we get out of here?
No, that's it. Can I just ask you one question?
Sure can. Go ahead.
Okay. If you had to fuck, marry, kill a Disney princess, who would it be?
Oh, that's crazy. I was watching this All Death today where they were talking about. Did you see that? Is that why you're asking? Did you see that today on YouTube where they were talking about that?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, that's crazy. I was watching that. That's funny. I don't know them all by heart like that. So
okay, but you know like the basic princesses.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Jasmine for the bang bang. Jasmine for the bang bang. What is it? Mary,
yeah.
Okay. Switch that. Okay, I'll go to Frozen chick for the bang bang. Jasmine for the Mary. For the Mary. And the kill. Ooh, give me a couple other Disney princesses.
Okay,
I can't
so
think of any.
Ariel. She's
Okay.
the Little Mermaid. Pocahontas.
Yeah, right.
Mulan. The girl from Brave, like with the crazy red hair.
Okay, all right. So I got to change my whole list up.
Oh Lord. Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna kill Mulan because she might kill me in my sleep if we have a fight.
Fair.
So I got to take her out. Deal with a sword. Mary and Polka. Still Mary and Polka. F and Jasmine.
Okay. All right.
There
I'm with that.
Hey, I've never had that happen before on the show, so you just made history. Somebody flip it around on me, right? And so that was cool. That was cool. I appreciate it. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right. So listen, everybody. I appreciate the people who tuned in. Y'all like, share, subscribe. Definitely check out Just the Tip. Go follow her on all her social media platforms, as she told you just about a minute ago. This is Johnny Blaze. This is Althea, Just the Tip podcast. This is the Cloud Chronicles. At the end of the show, I always like to say, mental health is real. You take care of this, it'll take care of you. Namaste, bitches. Drink some water. Tell somebody you love them. Peace. We out.